So in this video, I'll show you how to do a histogram using Excel 2016. So here we are on our Excel file that you can download from Canvas that you should be using to follow along with the Excel tutorials. And the first tab you'll see says 2.1 capital. Now for our histogram, we are interested in counting the frequency of dollar amounts for the credit card account balance. So this is how much balance or debt someone has on our credit cards. So I'm going to click on the very first label right here. And what I want to do is select all of our data. So to do that, I can click on this and hold and then drag down my mouse all the way to the end. Now, the chance here is there might be some human error, like you let go of the cursor as you drag down and accidentally copy paste or move information around. So you want to be careful as you're dragging down and highlighting all the information. You also want to make sure that you don't miss any rows of data. So as you can see, we have quite a bit of data, and I've over scrolled, for instance, and so I want to make sure I don't miss the last line of information. Now, another way to do this, if I scroll back up, is when I click on this first label, if I hold the Shift and Control keys on my keyboard and press the down arrow, it will automatically select all the information down to the very last cell it sees numbers in. So that will reduce the chance of human error. Then what we'll do is go to the Insert tab up at the top, and if you look to the right in the middle, there will be a variety of charts you can use. So to familiarize yourself, I would recommend hovering over each of the icons so you can see what kinds of charts it offers. But the chart we want to make is actually a statistic chart called a histogram. So by clicking on the little drop down, the menu opens up, and you actually can preview the chart before you commit to it. So I see this looks about right, so I'll go ahead and click on the histogram, and now I have my chart. But of course, we need to format this so that it's presentable to the audience so they understand what they're looking at. So I'm going to go ahead and make this bigger. And then as you can see, our labels down below, those represent our classes. So I'm going to go ahead and add some titles so that people know when they look at this what these numbers mean. So to add our axis titles, when you click on the chart, it may automatically take you to the Design tab, but if it doesn't, and you were still on the Insert tab, just go over to the right where it says Chart Tools and click on Design. And then click on the Add Chart element. And again, familiarize yourself on the different components you can add to a chart. What we're just doing is adding axis titles. I want one on the horizontal axis, and I want one on the vertical axis. And it's going to give me a generic title, so I have to double click on this and retitle it. So this was Credit Card Balances. And then for my axis title, this is the frequency. Okay. And so my chart title, maybe we can call this Capital Credit Card Balances. And it's a histogram. Okay. Now you'll notice that it does cut off some of the information, so we can do more formatting. You can make this bigger in hopes you'll see more information. But you can also see it just has these zeros at the end. So for instance, if you right click on the x-axis, you can format it. There'll be a little menu that pops up, and when you click on the format axis, it'll give you some options over here. So again, play around and get familiar with what's available in here. I'm going to make this a little bigger. And so for instance, for number, let's say we want it in currency because it is dollars, and I don't want the decimal places. So I could put 0 here, and what'll happen, I hit enter, is now it gets rid of the zeros after the dollar amount. So it cleans up our classes a bit more. So that's how to create a histogram. If you have any questions, just let me know.